Hello there folks, Ferenc board here with another video. This time with a different title. It's something that I haven't spoken of before, but I'm willing to dive into. It's something that I will call Affirmations versus Self-Healing. Now many people will consider themselves very busy in life, and in the end the art of saying affirmations is actually an art. It's something very advanced. It's something that it's not only about saying a few words and trying to find the right you know the right intentions, which is probably the most trickiest part of the process. It's also about finding all sorts of ideas, like you know learning how to use visualization techniques and powerful meditations as well, learning how to control your time usage, and all sorts of other ideas. Now, if you are new to my channel, this channel of mine has been a very old one. However, I have recently started posting on it, and this channel will feature two great things: videos about my video games. However, these ones will be somewhat rare because it takes a long time to create some of the ideas that I want. I'm currently like 4, 5, 6, 7 hours a day working towards it. Some of my days may be busier, so I may not be able to do much. I have been tinkering with some interesting ideas, and what I can say is that I've done some very great progress. However, there are still a few issues that I would like to resolve. I would really like to come up with a 10-month special on the 13th, because on the 13th of March it's been the first day I started diving into RPG Maker and to game design, and that's something that I'm interested in going on with for the rest of my life. There are some issues that I have to fix, and they will be time consuming, so hopefully I will get to finish them and be able to eliminate those lag performance and well other issues like this, to make the game run actually as smooth as it theoretically is. If not, I will be gladly showing a tour around the university I have created. I have been extending the ground level of the university, and especially the how can I call it? Yes, the garden, let's say. I have started freeing some event slots, because for whoever is not knowledgeable, RPG Maker has a limit of 999 events per map, and I have easily reached this limit on this map, and almost on other maps. Now, the point is, with my video game, I'm really looking forward to showing some more progress on it. However, I'm interested in creating a stress test to see how many parallel events, meaning characters, can freely run around without causing too much performance issues and too much lag. Now, regarding to the video that I'm interested in creating today, if you're new to the channel, I'll also be creating videos about spirituality, and they will all be called Deeper Understanding, because I'm interested in coming up with a lot of the ideas that I have found, I have bumped into. As as I was young, I started realizing that there are these voices in my head that keep sending me ideas, and only after years did I start seeing documentaries that would actually scientifically attest the things that I would actually get to know. So to move forward, let's start with the video. If you're new to my channel, feel free to subscribe, feel free to follow my channel if you're interested. I will try to post as much as possible. Usually I would like to post like once per day, but I'm still at the beginning, so there will be times when I might not feel like it, or simply I will not be able to because I will be too busy. Now, to start with the video, since I don't like having really long videos, there is a thing that came into my mind: affirmations versus self-healing. Now, this will require a lot of talk, so I will try to make it as short as possible. I have encountered entities in my life. I've felt such of these things around me. I had lucid dreams. Now, the thing is that affirmations and self-healing are two different things. Sure, they are both positive and very, very helpful. They have some quirks, indeed. So, for example, affirmations are powerful tools that you will say, and these tools you will deploy in order to make your life better. Now, affirmations you are represented by sets of phrases or words. You don't necessarily have to follow a certain script, but you can see here some in the examples right here. So affirmations are what you probably may have heard of as spells. Now, spells and witchcraft are things that are highly real. Sure, there are thousands or probably millions of people who are fake and they pretend that they know what witchcraft is and the such. However, witchcraft is something that regarded the principles of quantum physics that we know from today. So quantum physics says that we are gods and goddesses and that we have the power to shape our own reality. That is why usually the lower vibrations are more powerful, because your mind focuses much better on those. And it also focuses much better on those because you attract all sorts of parasitic entities in your life, because they like when people feel negativistic, when people feel very low vibrational. It makes them compatible with them, so they will start pumping all sorts of negative issues. Now, each negative entity usually is compatible with one, at times probably at least one lower quality or lower vibrational state or emotion, and that is why they will keep pumping up such things in your mind. So every time you see that you have a repetitive habit, I made a pleonasm here just to underline the idea. Every time you have something that repeats itself and it pisses you off, every time you feel an urge to do something and is repetitive, it is almost 100% clear point towards this. That your auric field has some of these entities, and these entities will fight ferociously for the energy that you have and they cannot replenish. Now, many people, you will hear from them, from many of these spiritual gurus, that these entities have separated themselves from creation. I cannot tell you specifically that they did so. My opinions and my feelings are somewhat different. Some of them maybe they have done this. However, there have been those entities that were born separate from creation because they were born by us. Every time you create a thought, every time you think of something, you basically give birth to a thought form. The more you believe into that, the more powerful you create it. Sure, it takes thousands of times to create a very powerful thought that may also become conscious and actually starts haunting you and the people surrounding you. And also you can watch the video in which I speak about the pendulum effect. Now, many people will say, but that's thousands of times, literally. It's like, that's a lot of times. Now, honestly, how many times have you been thinking negative thoughts about the people around you? Even family members, right? They specifically piss you off because most people are very low in terms of consciousness. They don't understand the fact that they have these demons affecting them, and they will also affect all people around, because the more they lower the others, the more compatible they make those for these entities. And these entities will always seek more sources to feed from. And once they feed, they become almost saturated, and when they become saturated, the persons that they parasite become suddenly free, and they enjoy this thing, and in their minor minds, in their minute consciousness, they think that they will feel better if they do bad things to others. They actually become slowly possessed by these entities, and actually their own emotions become nullified, and the happiness that they feel is actually the well-being of the entities that parasite them. So, in order to avoid negativity, like, it might be part of your family members and you may not be able to leave them because you're probably still emotionally attached to those, and emotional attachment is one of the things that negative entities really require of their targets to possess. They also implant different implants on their targets to make sure such attachments are reinforced over and over again. One of their weapons to maintain each and every target as compatible. Now, it is said that through social engineering throughout the times, and especially through engineering by alien races who have been on our planet, it is said that we have been turned into entities that are far more susceptible to these negativistic entities, because there are higher negativistic entities that require these lower ones to feed from. And it's like they feed themselves and they also have to feed their overlords. I'm not fully knowledgeable of this. I felt a few ideas, so I prefer diving deeper, because for 15 years now I have been an introspective person, and all I can say is that, well, I will just keep up with this. Now, okay, yeah, sure, really. I have successfully put my video game on my hard drive, and I'm gonna put it on my laptop so I can work on it, so I can keep working on it and improve on it tomorrow. Now, affirmations are a very powerful way to improve yourself. You'll hear a lot of people that will tell you that affirmations are very good against negativistic entities, neutral entities, parasites, and all sorts. Unfortunately, I have to be the Grinch that will remind you that this, unfortunately, may, like in 99% of the cases, will most likely not be the case. You'll probably ask yourself why. Now, affirmations are very powerful in ensuring something, okay? They are powerful at ensuring something or strengthening something that already is. The reason why negative entities will come to you and will find place within you is because of different ideas of lack. You lack all sorts of things. You lack self-hatred, you lack self-love, you lack self-trust, and all sorts of stuff that we usually get and end up with through programming and being surrounded by negative people. And as children, we usually look at our parents as our gods, and we start acting as them. And if your parents don't have too much self-esteem, well, most of the generation that I was born into is, well, I'm almost 30 years now, and my generation, and especially the newer generations, are called the fucked up generations. And we are called so for a reason. But I still have all the reasons to believe that I am a star child, I'm a star seed, and I'm almost 100% sure that I'm also a Heyoka, one of the, it is considered the most powerful empathic types, but I don't view it like that. I just view it for the qualities. I've always seen myself as a mirror of others, and well, other traits. I'll probably speak about Heyokas and empathy in other videos. So affirmations are a very powerful way to improve on certain ideas. They can help you raise your vibration, but they are the easier part, and they also have a very lower influence on improving your vibration. Self-healing is also something that is usually done in tandem with shadow work, means working around with your ego and working around with the demons and entities. Some of the entities can actually follow diplomatic rules. It is usually said that these entities, even if they don't follow rules, they still bend to some international, let's call them interdimensional rules or something like that. Now, the point is that I really don't agree with the such in like many points. There are entities that can be kept away with affirmations, but unfortunately, I'll still have to be the one to bring you bad news. There are those entities, and numerous of those, who will simply bypass your affirmations with the greatest ease. The reason why they do that is affirmations are just like spells. So when you do a spell, you basically do a tiny little miracle. But in the three-dimensional universes, the idea is that they are very compact, and being very compact, things will take much longer to reach you as compared to the fifth dimensional, where usually things happen at the spur of the moment. That is why most consciousnesses have to go through this density in order to understand the fifth dimension, because whatever energy you manifest there, whatever thought you manifest there, it will instantly happen. So if you manifest fear and being ideas of being killed, most likely it will happen. So it happens almost instantly. In this universe, however, we are like protected by these, because think of this. If you're a highly empathetic person, think of how many times you actually wanted to die. Like, you just have to admit, if your body actually listened to that, you probably would have been fucked. Like, honestly, I do admit it's also been my case. We all go through periods of time when we become self-destructive and we hate ourselves, because it is one of the ways that we actually discover ourselves. Unfortunately, not many people get to discover themselves, but to each their own. Each one comes here and they all have to experience in the name of consciousness, because this is what I feel as one of the purposes of life. Affirmations will not protect you against many types of entities, because these entities will simply disregard your affirmations. They simply enter because your shields that protect you are simply broken. They have holes within them that allow them to enter. So it doesn't matter how much affirmation you use, because it's basically almost like some kind of camouflage, but these negativistic entities are simply drawn directly to the holes in your shields. It's what turns them on. Those holes in your shields, in that darkness, those holes are what allow them to see your light in the darkness that they live in. Because when the shield is broken, they simply can see the light. You act as a lighthouse to them, and they simply cannot refuse the like the welcome, right? Some of these entities can be demons, and demons are of multiple ways. Some of the demons are actually very good. They have a power to purge. Their purpose is to be highly vibrational, let's call them demons, and their purpose is to dive deeper than angels can, and they dive deeper than many of the positive entities. And they dive lower and lower into these lower vibrations, and they help the planet to remove these vibrations. However, they are not very good at cleansing themselves from that, and acting as sponges, they actually become inflicted with so much negativity that they actually end up being lower vibrational entities. And each of these higher demons is actually a type of those. And for example, you have demons of success and demons of different ideas. And these demons are demons, what I call demons of virtue, because they will support people, and they will also have a certain cost. The way they can support people will be a bit more personal than angels will, because usually angels keep a distance and they only come when they are called. Now demons will enter your domain, and the point is they will cause misery because they have been inflicted with so much negativity for so long, and the reason why that demon is there is because it seeks redemption, and it sees you as a light being, so it actually wants some redemption. Now you see, when it becomes so low vibrational, it simply cannot refuse those lower urges, because anything that you manifest in consciousness has its own vibration. If you suddenly become extremely low vibrational, you will simply feel all the hatred and probably killing and raping or causing pain to others is just what will be your main focus, because that's exactly what your consciousness will perceive as being normal, and also as being like whatever would please you, because each level of consciousness has its own vibrations, and those vibrations will dictate how much you will perceive, because perception equals reality. So affirmations and demons. Well, affirmations will not serve you that much. However, demons can, but the tricky part is that you have to learn to become really introspective. I really haven't reached a level, I mean, not nor have I been truly interested in reaching out to my demons to find them. And the way you do that, I still don't know, even after 15 years of deep introspection. But for some reason, I know that I am introspective and I receive knowledge from the universe and from my guides. However, I should start doing serious meditation. The thing is that you contact your demons and you ask them what they want and how they feel and what they want from you exactly. And they will tell you that they want you to manifest a certain negative state. Now, this is the moment where you shouldn't get angry because that will actually feed them, and you're also not gonna do them a good thing. Why? Because Angelus and Daemon in ancient Greek actually mean the same thing. They mean a messenger. Both angels and demons are messengers to you and they act in different ways, but they are just adjuvant characters. They are characters that you will encounter, like think of your life as an RPG game where you will meet all sorts of creatures, right? And you know, the just like in some of those sci-fi movies, some of the greatest characters are those who know both the lowest and the highest of a society, right? And it's also very, very good because we all have our own protective demons and also our protective angels. And the way you communicate with demons is, well, you just have to find them. There are some ways, and you have to see what they want from you, because what they want from you is actually in truth, it's the opposite of their type. So if they are a demon of success, they will actually want you to fail and suffer. So the thing is, you have to ask them what they really want. And at a certain time during this discussion, they will tell you that they want you to feel successful, right? And it will sound strange, but many of the, if not all of the successful people actually have their own guiding demons, along as their guiding angels. Now you also have to understand that all entities, all humans in this world have their guiding angels, even those psychopaths that you see in movies. Those exist in real life, you know, even serial killers have their guardian angels because they chose to experience life, and others actually chose to experience life and be their victims at a higher level of consciousness in order to simply experience and see what life can be experienced as in different possibilities that these bodies can actually show you. As spirits in higher dimensions, you don't know what's it like to be tortured, you don't know what's it like to be butchered, or like um, emotionally devastated by a narcissist, and that is why most spirits actually come here. It's actually for negativity. Many people will ask, but why? Well, in higher dimensions, usually there are far greater quantities of positive vibrations. Many of the gurus will tell you that, there's only love and the such. Like, no, 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 no. There's not only love. There is much more love than on this planet, yes, but probably like, I don't know, 50% or 80% or probably twice the love, because up till the 11th dimension, because the 12th dimension is most likely considered to be consciousness itself, there are wars and positives and negatives at any given dimension. This is not something that I know for sure at all dimensions, but I'm definitely telling you there are wars even at the 5th dimension. Okay? And there will always be such negativity in other dimensions as well. Of course, in much lower quantities, yes, sure, but in the end, the point is that we all have to take into account that this planet and this 3D lower vibrational universes, well, they will have a lot of negativity because higher entities are very curious. When you come from a place of great love and much, much more love, you're not interested in that. Like, when I speak about this ironically, I feel like, these entities actually came here probably because they are kind of bored of the positivity in their own levels. So you have to find those demons and speak with those, and you have to make peace with those because they don't sleep. They are just like your subconscious. They will always take care of you, and the way they will take care of you is they will lend you their strength, so they will be much more intimate than angels, because angels will come to you when you call them, right? That's how it happens with positivity. I will also create a video, if I don't forget, on Christianity and the idea of religion, because religion tells you to ask the divinity to lower itself to you, but that's one of the greatest mistakes. And religion actually kind of puts people, its own followers, into the hands of truly negative entities, because divinity does not lower itself to you. You have to increase your vibration to it. And many people believe that they have met Jesus or they have seen positive angels and the such, but it's just shapeshifters they will bump into, because they are very low vibrational and they have a lot of fears. And when you increase your vibration, they can only increase their vibration for a bit because of their fears. And when they try to call for divinity, they actually call for any entity that is compatible with them. When you call for divinity, you have to make yourself high vibrational, so that when you call the divinity, you actually allow positive entities to reach you. They cannot reach you if you are very low in vibration, else then, most likely your spiritual guides and your guiding angels and demons, those will probably be the only ones who can reach you, especially when you're very, very low vibrational, because they are actually in your intimacy. And, well, depending on persons, these can, range like from hundreds to thousands of those probably. Now, demons will be a bit more intimate, but you see, they will ask of you a single price, usually one price, which is a part of your energy. They will require your energy and, a part of it, and it's good to know, because this will always be a very good like exchange. Now, it also matters, like, don't do pacts with all sorts of demons. These pacts will always, with these demons who want to help you, will always be done while you are conscious and you are speaking with them. Parasitic entities will always create subconscious pacts with you in your sleep, or in all sorts of situations that you are not aware of, and that's how you actually agree to invite them and let them inside you. Now, these demons will actually help you, and one other trick that they will use on you is that they will terraform you more for them, and thus they will make you naturally more resilient to other types. So if you found yourself a demon of success, they will guide you towards abundance and success. Probably you will have some urges to be very financial only and disregard other aspects of your life, so you also have to make sure that you control those entities, because most likely it will take them a long while to reach a much more positive state, so they will still feel those urges. And that is why many people, even the abundant and rich people, might still exhibit some of those slightly negativistic traits. Now, to move further, with these entities, you see, there is a lot to work with, and they will make you razor sharp focused, for example, in case of demons of success. And this way, by no longer being easily distracted, other entities will have a really hard time distracting you, while your ego, which is your greatest defender, as well as this new demon who is now suddenly your ally, will make sure that you can actually focus on your things, and your very precious energy is well preserved, because that demon will always be interested in preserving your energy, because it's actually part of, you know, it's actually part of his payment, right? You will pay him a bit with some of your energy, and you'll also be guided towards success. And successful people don't value their time that much. They value their, actually they value their time, but they also value their energy more. That's their main focus. That is why they have a great focus on making money, and once they make money, they actually share that with other people, giving them value. So for example, you'll see that rich people will usually hire a chef, they will hire a, you know, a housemaid, right? They will hire people to work for them, so they will give these people a role in their life, right? They will give them some money, and they can get to do some things that they got specialized in, so that the rich person can actually focus on their own thing, on doing more and more money and provide more value to other people. Now, affirmations rarely help you in, like fixing those holes. So the point that I'm gonna tell you is that, well, what you are interested in, or should be interested in actually, is self-healing. Through self-healing, and I will ask you to search for all sorts of ideas on this. Self-healing is when you actually become much better towards yourself. You start accepting the mistakes of your past. You no longer take into account the bad mouths, right, the spiteful tongues. You will also take into account your joy, your love, your time, your energy, much more. You will start, like eating more healthily. You'll start working towards balancing your chakras and listening to some meditations. Now pay some attention when you listen to meditations. I've heard that, and I've seen that if I listen to extended periods of stuff for meditation, I actually don't sleep well. It probably won't be your case, but as of what I've done a bit of research and seen, the brain when you sleep follows 90-minute cycles in which it works, it pauses, it works, it pauses. So when you listen to meditation, make sure that you listen to up to 90 minutes of meditation. If you can create yourself a list of tracks that has almost 90 minutes of meditation, and then you put a track of silence, like utter silence, no sound at all, for 90 minutes, and so to accompany the part of the time where your brain will actually be asleep, right, will require more silence. And then you can put some more motivational videos or other meditational stuff for other 90 minutes. However, I would tell you that it would be much better to meditate for 40-50 minutes during your sleep. It would be much better, and have some ideas that you repeat for at least 30 days, 40 days. Some will say 21, but I would tell you try with 30 or 40 days to change your habits subconsciously. So yeah, all I can say is this. Now let's move a bit onwards and towards the end of this video. Self-love is a more important part because it allows you to reach deeper levels of yourself. I would actually ask you to, if you're interested in this, you could follow Reiki courses like I've done. I'm grade 3, or let's say level 3 in Reiki Usui, and Reiki level 2 in Karuna and Shambhala Reiki. I'm also master in angel healing. So with this said, I'm also going to extend these skills. I also know a bit of massage and reflexotherapy, therapeutical massage. So I'm also going to extend this skill set, and towards the greater good. So all these ideas are very powerful and very helpful to you, because they will give you more and more ideas on how to become more aware. So the first and most important thing you should focus on in life is how to become more aware of everything in your life, and then start healing yourself and curing the things that annoy you. You don't fight against them because you'll only make them stronger, because by thinking at those, you will actually feed those. Where attention goes, energy flows. That's why arrogance and ignorance actually are the worst things possible, because in this matrix we are taught to live life in reverse, because um, that is how you fight against nature. You fight against yourself, and your emotions will tell you that you are not doing the right things. Your emotions are your guides. They never fail, and they never lie. When your emotions make you feel bad, you're not doing some right things. You're not doing good things. Something is missing, something is wrong, so you have to look inside. You have to speak to your inner voice, because your inner voice tries to help you, but unfortunately, since youth, we are taught to silence it. And when we want to hear from it, it's actually very silent. It's one of the ways that it will test us and see if we have the patience to listen to it, because we have been silencing it for so long. Now, I do admit I have, like, extended this video for long, because I actually love delivering and over delivering. So I will continue with such ideas at another time. Up till now, all I can tell you is that life is awesome, and so are you. uh, Enjoy life, love yourselves. Ferenc on board, signing out.